Have you ever had one of those dreams that just sticks with you? I mean, it's so vivid, it's so direct, it feels less like a random story your brain made up and more like a message meant just for you. Well, today we're diving into one of the most powerful and personal of these dreams, the hovering hummingbird. And this quote just nails the feeling, doesn't it? It's not just about seeing a bird off in the distance. No, this is an encounter. The whole world just seems to fade away, and there's just this tiny, vibrating creature holding your gaze with an intensity that you can feel even after you wake up. And that really is the heart of it, right? That feeling of being chosen. This isn't a passive dream you're just watching. It feels like you've been singled out. So what on earth is your subconscious trying to tell you when it sends this specific, powerful little messenger? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. Okay, first things first, we have to understand that this dream is fundamentally a personal encounter. It's not something happening in the dream world, it's happening directly to you. So let's not beat around the bush. The quick answer is this. The hovering hummingbird is a beautiful but urgent invitation. It's your own mind telling you, hey, slow down, pay attention to the things that actually bring you joy, reconnect with what gives your life meaning. It's a good message, for sure, but it often shows up right when we need to hear it the most. Now, let's break down the symbolism here. Because to really get the dream's message, we have to understand the messenger itself and why the fact that it's just hanging there in stillness is so incredibly important. You know, in the language of dreams, the hummingbird is a powerhouse of all the good stuff. Joy, resilience, finding the sweetness in life. But the key word here is hovering, the act of staying perfectly still in midair. That adds a whole other layer. The need for focused, sustained attention on something really important. And this is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. To pull off that stillness, a hummingbird can beat its wings up to 200 times per second. Just think about that for a moment. The sheer output of energy. And this image is the perfect metaphor for our own lives, isn't it? The dream might be holding up a mirror to your own situation. Are you spending a massive amount of energy just to maintain your current position, just to stay afloat? All that effort, but no forward movement. So what this hovering really boils down to is a few key things. It can mean you're at a threshold, a major decision point, and you need to pause before you leap. It's also a signal about joy. Hummingbirds are always looking for nectar, right? So the dream is asking, are you ignoring the things that truly nourish you? And finally, it can simply be a nod to your own resilience, that just holding your ground, even when it's tough, is its own kind of powerful strength. Okay, but it gets even deeper, because with this particular dream, the details are absolutely everything. What the hummingbird is actually doing can completely change the message. So I want you to think back to your dream right now. Was it just staring at you? Was it feeding from a flower? Did it actually land on you? Each one of these little details is a clue to a much more precise interpretation. All right, let's look at this breakdown. If that bird is staring you down eye to eye, your subconscious is practically screaming at you to pay attention to something you've been avoiding. If it lands on your hand, wow, that's a huge symbol of trust and some good fortune coming your way. And what about if it hovers and then just zips away? That's a classic sign that there's a window of opportunity right in front of you, but you gotta act fast. See if you can find your scenario here. It's the key to your personal message. And from a psychological point of view, this dream is pretty profound. The famous psychoanalyst Carl Jung would have called this an encounter with the self. What that means is the hummingbird isn't just some random bird. It's a projection of the deepest, wisest part of you. It's showing up to give you a little progress report on your own life. This comparison right here really gets to the heart of it. The hummingbird needs constant sugar just to fuel its crazy high metabolism. Sound familiar? Maybe you're being super productive but feeling deeply unsatisfied. The bird spends a ton of energy just to stay still, and maybe you're burning yourself out just to maintain the status quo. Yeah, this dream is often a direct warning sign of burnout. So that brings us to the big question, why are you having this dream right now? These dreams aren't random. They tend to bubble up at very specific, very important turning points in our lives. Most of the time, the hummingbird appears when you've just been too busy, head down, forgetting to actually enjoy anything. Or when you're facing a huge decision and you feel suspended in midair, not sure which way to go. It can also show up during times of grief, almost like a comforting little messenger. And very often, it shows up for creative people who've let their passion collect dust. It's that creative spark hovering right in front of you, asking to be seen. All right, so we've decoded the message. Now for the most important part. What do you actually do with this information? This dream is not just an observation, it's an invitation to act. Here are 5 simple but really powerful steps. 1. Write it all down before it fades. Every color, every feeling. 2. Ask yourself that big question. What have I been rushing past? 3. Do an honest-to-goodness audit of your energy. Are you just burning fuel to hover? 4. Identify what you've been putting off. That creative project, that tough conversation. The dream is pointing right at it. And finally, number 5, get outside. Go connect with nature. Take the work of the dream into your waking life. So, let's bring it all home. Remember, the real power of this dream is in how direct it is. This wasn't some bird you just saw in the background of your dreamscape. It stopped time, it held your gaze, it chose you. And ultimately, it leaves you with one profound and very simple question. A question that, if you can answer it honestly, might just be the thing that changes everything. What have you been flying past without stopping to taste the nectar?